episode of S'épanouir avec Laura. On today's episode, we have with us Isa. Thank you, Isa,
Hi.
for being here. So, Isa is a Science of the Ocean and Biotechnology student, and I invited her because I think we have a lot, we can learn a lot about her. So, how are you, Isa? If you want, you can present yourself.
Hi, I'm Isa. Laura already said I'm studying biotechnology and science of the ocean, and I don't know.
Okay, so in today's episode, we are gonna talk about languages, which is usual in this episode, and Isa's degree. So we are gonna start asking Isa, why do you chose this degree 2 years ago or 3 years ago?
It was a bit difficult because since I'm small, I've liked basically a bit of everything, mostly science related, more than language related. But somehow I find this degree, and I thought that it was what I wanted to do because it's related to the ocean and to marine biology mostly.
Yeah.
But I would say that now that I'm in the degree, I don't have so clear that I really want to do like marine biology. I'm open to a bit of everything because it's interesting, all the different applications that this degree has.
So why is exactly what you would want to do in next?
That's hard. I don't know.
So, for example, I know that you love sharks.
Yeah.
Would you like to do something related to sharks? For example, genetics or...
Yeah, exactly. That's what I basically... the first idea that I have that I wanted to do when I finished my degree is doing something related to genetics, because I've loved that topic for somehow since I first learned about it.
Okay.
And sharks is like my favorite animal in the world. So
could you say why? Do you have some experience in the field? Have you done some research?
I have done some research, mostly about barcoding. There is a technique that, like in the genome of the sharks, or basically any species of animal, plants, or whatever, you can use that even with virus. Virus? Yeah, I think. Yeah. And it takes a part of the genome of that organism, and it basically compares the nucleotides of every part, and I don't know how to explain it, but it's like you do some type of barcode that it helps you identify different species. And that's very cool because it's genetics, and you can apply it in mostly every animal.
I like that. Thank you so much. So, for example, I know that in your degree you do some activities, practice activities. I don't know how to say that in English. Yeah. For you, what has been your most exciting experience of all the activities you have done in the ocean?
So I remember last year, in my uni, we have like Institute of Investigation of the Ocean. And we 2 times per semester we go there.
I'm sorry, we haven't said which uni do you go
to.
Okay.
I study at Universidad Católica of Valencia.
Yeah, thank you.
And we have the IMEDMAR. And basically one of the lab practice that we did there was open a small shark that is called, here is Pinta Roja. Is a cat shark, so it's like super small, like this size. And we open it to see the anatomy of the shark inside. I love it, but I have to say that it was very disgusting. It was a bit red on the inside, so it was not like super. I don't know. It was a bit.
Yeah, I imagine.
But it's true that I love it because it was the first time that we open an organism that is not like, I don't know, sea urchin that you don't have anything to see on the inside. So it was really cool because of that, but at the same time, I have a bad experience because it smells very strong.
Yeah, I imagine. Like, for example, I suppose that in that moment you see that and you say, what is that? There's no people that started vomiting or something like that.
No, but I really think that people were having a good time. I know that some people had to like leave the lab to like take a breath and then come back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's most because these sharks were a bit I don't know, like they didn't like fish them. It was more from fishes from that town or city.
Okay.
And they fish them without wanting, like, and they take them to the institute so people, as the students, could study them.
Okay.
So they were freed. So
I understand. Yeah.
They were not fresh. If they were fresh, they would.
Okay, we're gonna stop. Because if not, okay. So I would like to ask you, how do you see the future of marine biotechnology in general? Not your future, the future.
Okay, so now marine biotechnology has a lot of exits. There's a lot of investigation going on with algae. I don't know how to pronounce that. But
algae.
In my uni, for example, there's a lot of teachers that are doing research and doing the PhD and all these things.
Yeah.
And one of my teachers is doing research on how to use the brown algae to more to like to do medicines and all these things.
Okay.
So nowadays there's a lot of future going on that, so it's cool, but it's not actually what I want to do.
Okay, but would you like to do some research about sharks or whatever?
Yeah, for example, sharks doesn't have anything to see with marine biotechnology. It's true that I think there's going on some researches about the skin of the sharks, how we can use them on medicine, but it's not a lot. It doesn't have a lot of future because it's very, I don't know.
Okay, I understand. And what would you say to the people that want to study this degree or is starting this degree? Like, what would you recommend, or what would you, I don't know, suggest?
I would recommend that they really like it, because if you don't like biotechnology, you're gonna have a very bad time.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's not an easy degree. It's very difficult.
Well, I don't like the idea of an easy degree, but okay, I understand what you are saying.
There's a lot going on. You have the classes, you have lab practices, you have exams, you have like a lot of things that you have to be mentalized that you are going into a degree, that you have to like it, because if not, it's like everything. If you don't like running, when you go running, it's very difficult.
Yeah.
If you don't like whatever, if you do it, it's going to be harder than if you like it. So
I understand. And also you are doing, at the same time that you are studying, you are doing this scholarship, which is like you are working for the university.
Exactly.
So how do you manage to do both?
I'm actually not managing it quite well.
Yeah, I suppose it's a lot of hours.
No, but because we just started the second semester, first semester I had 8 subjects, but it's crazy. And at the same time I had to do a lot of hours in the uni, so I literally went to uni at 8 a.m. and I finished at 9 p.m. So I spent there all day. When I came home, I just wanted to eat, take a shower and go to sleep, because the next day it was the same again. So I didn't really manage it quite well. But it's true that...
But you almost finished this year.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. But I'm just trying to, like, in class, because I normally, when I'm in class, I like to listen to the teacher and take some notes, but not really do all the notes that I do for exams.
Yeah.
But I tried this semester to do it at class, like listening at the same time that I'm writing it in the document or whatever that is going to be like the final one. That's a good idea because I didn't have much time, so that worked. But it's true that I couldn't keep up with what the teacher was saying at the same time that I was writing, because I like to take notes by hand, not by the laptop. So it's slower. You have to be more like so.
It's true. I started like that. Like my first year of university, I was like, I'm gonna take notes by hand. Yeah. Like, I was like, I love this. But it was impossible because I realized that I came home and I had to do all the notes again. Yeah, and my friends were like, okay, so we don't have everything to do today. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
So I started doing it in the laptop, and it saved my life. Absolutely.
Yeah, the problem is that I don't really like working on the laptop because...
Yeah, I understand. I didn't like it neither, and now I like it.
But so because when I'm more like, I don't know, half an hour in the laptop, like working, focusing, my hair starts hurting a lot, so I cannot.
Okay, so now we send a little message to the people that wanted to do this degree. Now I want you to send you a message for your future self as a student. Whoa. What would you say? Like, what would you recommend to you, or just a future message?
Like a message from my future self.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I hope that we are doing what it makes us happy. I hope that we can somehow work with sharks because it's what I want. But I just hope that we are doing something that we like, even if it's not related to sharks. I just hope that what we are doing is really what makes us happy.
I like it. Thank you so much. Now we're gonna pass to the final part of the podcast, which is languages, as always. Okay. Well, we can start saying that we are speaking a language which is not our native.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which is clear. We didn't have to say that. We are both Valencian and we speak Valencian, Spanish, English.
Yeah.
And I speak French and you speak a little bit of Italian. So we
have a little bit.
Yeah, but we have some experience with that. So I wanted to ask you some questions. For example, what's the best advice you ever received related to the languages learning? Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I have never received a good.
Really?
Yeah.
So I have to be your teacher.
Like, no, you have to learn the vocabulary, the grammar.
No. We don't like that teacher.
No, for example, for me, I don't know English for like textbook. I don't know if you have noticed, but my English is more like street-based English. I know a lot of English, but it's more like speak.
Yeah.
And
contrary of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Opposite of me.
So all the teachers or people that knew English, I'm saying this because some people think that they know a lot of English and they do not.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they tell you, no, you have to study grammar, you have to learn the whatever.
Vocabulary.
And for me, it has never worked, but it's the same with Spanish or Catalan. I don't know the verb, like you say to me, I don't know, el pretérito pluscuamperfecto. I don't know what the fuck is that. But I do speak Spanish, and I do speak it correctly. Well, sometimes.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
So we are gonna say that you study languages like a baby. You know, you know why?
Yeah, because I listen and I learn from what I... Yeah,
you are not studying all the time. Oh, okay, the pretérito perfecto simple. No. You are just listening to a native person and you start acquiring all these
For example,
things.
In my case... all my life I have been learning English from people that are native, not people that are Spanish and speak English.
Really good.
That's very good, exactly. So I'm very, normalized to speaking people with different accents in English. For example, I think my first teacher was like British and he had like a very good accent, like like really that. So, and then I have teachers that were from America. So
yeah, that really, is good.
Yeah.
Because you have some variety. For example, this could be also interesting for the people who is starting Catalan.
Yeah.
And they just study Oriental Catalan, and it's like, no.
Yeah.
Here we have to study a little bit of everything, because if not, they are gonna come here trying to speak Catalan, and they're gonna be like, what is this language?
Yeah, in general, I will say that people need to not learn every variant, but listen to.
Yeah.
Like, for example, if you are learning Catalan, I will recommend you that you listen to Salat, from the Valencian from Mallorca.
Yeah.
Bueno, Menorca?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mallorca.
Well, that's someone. The Catalan from Barcelona and from here, because it will make it easier for you in the future. But if you are learning a language from zero that you don't know anything, I would recommend that you try to focus on one, because if not, you are gonna mix everything.
Yeah, that's clear, but you have to know a bit of everything.
Exactly. Like when you have a basic level of a language, I would recommend that you try to listen to a bit of everything, so you get more normalized.
So you are bilingual, you speak Spanish and Catalan Valencian as a native. You started learning in English as everyone, like when we were child. Yeah. And you started learning Italian, and now you're starting a little bit with French.
A little bit with French.
Which I am really excited about. And I just wanted to ask you, why are you interested in languages?
Well,
I think that depends on each language, because English, for example, we are just, it's mandatory for every single part of our lives. Yeah. But I mean, when you are interested in, I don't know, another language than English, we're gonna say Italian, French.
Well, in my case, I don't know. I like languages because I like to communicate with people, because I think that to learn about a culture, about the people, you have to learn the same language as them. Because, for example, in my case, I change a lot when I'm speaking in English or Valencian or Spanish. Like, my personality changes. I don't know why, but probably because it depends on the time that I learn the languages somehow. But, for example, with English, I have a bad relationship.
I think everyone has a bad relationship.
I've never liked English because
it's like a trauma.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, because when you're a kid, you're like, no, you have to learn English because everyone is speaking English, and English is the worldwide language, and well, I don't care. I'm living in Spain. Speak to me in Spanish. If you don't know, I will speak to you in English. But like, try. I don't know. If I go to France, I'm not gonna use speaking English to everyone. I would like to know a bit of French, at least to communicate the basic, like bonjour, ça va, like the basic, but anything. Yeah. So I would like that people will come here and do the same. That's probably why I learn a bit of Italian and a bit of French. But
it is true that they are used to, I mean English native people, they are used to come here
and expect everyone to speak English.
Yeah, they expect always that we speak their language, but it's like, okay, I speak your language. I already speak it. So now it's your turn. Try to do it. Yeah.
In fact, I've seen people on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, that there's like a guy that is from America and he has been living here for like 2-3 years. And he does all his content in Valencia.
In Catalonia.
I just love it. It's like the first time that I saw a video of him, like my heart melted. He's so cute. I love it. Like, if you wanna get to know a person, you have to do something that they will be happy. I think we as a Valencians is more like
an identity.
Yeah, like if you talk to me, even if you say bon dia, that is good morning,
it's already something.
We really love you. We just love you. You're my best friend forever.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
We really give importance to that you are trying to learn our languages or just doing the basic to
even
try
if you
to communicate with us.
Don't speak with a B2 or C1. We are just with an A1, A2. We are already happy with
exactly. Even if you just say one word and then you say, I don't know, sorry, I don't speak Valencian.
Absolutely.
But it's just, I don't know, it's...
Yeah. So I struggle a lot with this topic in Montreal. If you don't know, if you are new here, which I don't think so, I did an international program in Montreal, which is we're gonna say, it's not exactly, but a bilingual city. Because the only original native language is French, but it is true that the importance of English right there, it's really important. So, I was always struggling because people tried always to speak to me in English. I was like, but why did I come here? To speak French or English? I came here to speak French. Don't speak me in English.
Yeah.
And I was really something that I was like, no, and all my friends, but you don't know how to speak English? You don't like English? Yeah, okay, it's fine. I like English. I speak English, but I was there to speak French.
Yeah.
I hate people who try to.
It happens a lot.
It happens a lot.
So, for example, when we go out, people, if they like notice that you are foreigner, they try to speak to you in English, even though you speak a bit of that language. Like, it happened a lot to me when I went to Italy with the school. At that moment, it was when I was learning Italian, so I could communicate.
And they speak in English?
But they speak to us in English, because I was with my friends, so with like us, we speak in Valencian, and they knew that it was not Italian, so they used to talk to us in English, and when I talked back in Italian, they were like, oh,
you speak Italian.
So that's true that, of course, if you see a person that is outsider, I understand that you speak to them in English, because it's like the language that everyone speaks. Absolutely. But, for example, what I try to do, because sometimes I have worked with people, when I see someone that clearly is not from Valencia or whatever, I say bon dia, and
of course,
when they respond to me is when I change my language. Because, for example, one time there was a French couple that they come to me, and I say bon dia, and they say bon dia, and I was like super happy, and I continue to communicate in Valencian, and they were like, oh, sorry, we don't know that much. We know a bit, but we cannot understand you, because I speak quite fast. So it's even harder to understand me.
Yeah.
And then I try to speak a bit in French with them, and they try a bit of... So we talk half in French, half in Valencian. That was cool.
Which is not English.
Exactly.
We have to say that we love English, okay? It's fine, everyone. But it is true that we like to have some variety here. Yeah.
And we like that people try to speak our language. And we like to try and speak theirs too.
Absolutely. Thank you. I have one last question, and after that you can say me everything that you want.
Okay.
If you could live in any country, which one would you choose and why? And I think this is also related to language, because if you live in some place, I believe you have to try to speak the language. So if you are gonna say me China or Japan, think about it two times.
Okay, so some places I would like to live, but not like live all my life. Just live like I don't know,
1 year, 2 years.
Yeah,
maybe more.
Just a bit, because I think that I want to live here in Spain, because I think Spain is a very good country. In the evening that we have health insurance, like free. We have public schools, uni is public too. So I would like to live here. More talking about my future, like having kids or whatever. But for example, I would love to live for a small time in Japan or Korea or Australia. In Australia, I don't have a problem because I speak English. Absolutely. But for example, if I go to Japan or Korea, of course, I will try to learn the language, just a bit. Of course, if I live 1 year there, I'm not going to control the language. I'm not going to be super fluent. Yeah. But I want to be able to communicate basically with the people from there. And I will love that.
That's really good. I like it. So maybe we can go all to Japan. So thank you so much. Isa, would you like to add something to this episode?
No, I think
you think it's good? Okay, so thank you. I think we learned a lot about you, because it is true that you are not the same profile as I have as a guest in my episode. So thank you, because we all have to learn a little bit about everything, not only languages and humanities, but also sciences. So I'm really glad you came, and maybe see you soon in this podcast.
See you soon.
Bye.